We are going to teach you C++, the programming language, from scratch in this course, assuming no knowledge of programming. And in most of this course, we are going to be programming in front of you, and to get the most out of it, you should also type in the code and play around with a little after bit in this course. In this particular video, we are going to talk about what C++ actually is, and then in the next video, we will get on to looking a bit more at installation, although you can do the same, Googling to find out the right stuff to install on your platform, and then we will get on to actual coding stuff. So C++ is a programming language that has been around for a long time, and it's going to be around for a long time into future. But before you start learning C++, there are some reasons why you might not want to learn it, and take a look at those, although I don't want to discourage you. Some people are going to be better off learning a language like Java, and I have a massive free course on Java, which you can find at caveofprogramming.com, or Python, for example. C++ is considered challenging to learn. It's not the easiest programming language to learn, although you absolutely can learn it as a beginner. It's easy to introduce horrible bugs into a C++ program, and actually both of these facts probably have to do with that C++ does not protect you at all. A C++ program just carries out your instructions. It doesn't second guess them or try to figure out what you might have done wrong. It doesn't try to protect you from yourself. It just carries out what you tell it to do. So when you program in C++, you have to be very careful. You have to think a lot, and it's very easy to create horrible bugs in that if you're not careful. It's even possible to screw up your computer if you do something really, really stupid. Although it's not something you have to worry about, but it is possible. C++, it's often time-consuming to write a C++ program, and that's not necessarily the case. But if you want to get something done, it's often quicker to use a slightly higher level language like Java or Python. These languages do protect you from your code, and it gives you a more sort of facilities, or they are immediately easy to use. And if you want to write a desktop program, you can do it in C++, and it's going to be very fast, but it is not so easy to write a desktop program in C++. There are other languages that make it easier, and it's the C++ is not truly platform independent. We can often, with minimal amount of work, get a C++ program to work on different platforms, like for example a Mac or a Windows computer. But equally often, it requires a substantial amount of work to get the same program to run on a completely different kind of computer. And that contrasts with Java, where in Java you have a wholly simulated computer basically running on your own computer, and your Java program will then run on that simulated computer. And that means that you can run a Java program quite easily on many different platforms, as long as you know that they are roughly similar, like they have big screens or keyboard or whatever. But this is not the case with C++. There is no simulated computer that you are going to run the programs on, and therefore a C++ program which runs directly on your actual computer, and for that reason it is not necessarily so easy to transfer it to a different platform. But though of course there are reasons why you might want to learn C++, let us look at those also. C++ is very, very fast. You can write programs that are pretty much as fast as are possible if you write good C++ code, because as we mentioned, there is nothing between the C++ program and your computer. It's directly issuing instructions to your computer, and that makes it very, very fast. at least a few programs well. And by the same token, you can also access all the kind of low level hardware type facilities of your computer. And C++, if you want to and if you understand, then you know how to do it in C++. It will do basically anything that your computer can do.